Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living. Welcome to all of you joining us online. It's a pleasure to welcome you here this morning to celebrate with us on our fourth Sunday practitioner service. I'm Sandra Cooper, and I will be your host for this morning's experience. And so let us just join our consciousness together as we do our opening affirmative prayer. Let us just know together that there is one God, one divine presence and power that expresses in and through and as all life. It is that which brought us all here this morning, which opened our eyes, that said, come and drink from the wellspring of infinite intelligence, of wisdom, of light, of love, of joy. It is that which opens our hearts, our consciousness, to appreciate and know that we are beautifully and powerfully made in the image and likeness of that which brought us into being. And so I am grateful for this opportunity through this Sunday morning service to gather, to express the divine message, to experience the upliftment of spirit and the coming together of like minds and consciousness in this sacred and beautiful sanctuary we call the Temple of Light, Center for Spiritual Living. And so I am grateful, and with this heart full of gratitude, I release my word now to that law that just brings it into being as our joyful experience now. I rejoice that all this is so, and so it is. Friends, we have a wonderful prosperity affirmation that we're going to be sharing with you this morning. We did it last week, and we're going to be at it again today. Let's say together, God is lavish, unfailing, abundant prosperity. The source of all good is infinite and inexhaustible. I unify with and place my faith in the one true source. My life is already blessed, yet I am being offered so much more: infinite potential, unconditional love, and unlimited spiritual growth are just a few of Spirit's gifts. I am open to receiving them all with gratitude and joy. The God power made me in its image and likeness out of itself and wants only to support me. Its plan is to lift me into higher expression. Deep in my heart, I know I deserve all the good things of life. And my acceptance of the support of the universe is all that is necessary for it to continue its work in my life. I deserve true abundance and unconditional love. I deserve vibrant health and good feelings. I deserve happiness, peace, and joy. I deserve prosperity, freedom, and ease in my financial affairs. I deserve to have my dreams come true. My heart is filled with gratitude for all I have been given and for all that is yet to come. I release my word to the law of divine mind that always says yes, and so it is. And just to allow these words to just wash over us and impress themselves upon our consciousness, let us just have a few moments of silence. And so it is. Now I'd like to invite our young people. Hi, Liam. Welcome. We have emerging and evolving.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I light this candle on behalf of all youths of the world. Let us behold the Christ in them.
And so it is. And so we will do our blessing. We love you. We appreciate you. We salute the Christ in you, and we see you as shining lights onto your world. It's blessing you now. And so it is. And our temple song. Thank you, guys. So, big church this morning, Reverend Ann? Big church. Big church. Friends, we have a few reminders for you. Spiritual mind healing service on a Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock. This has been, over the years, a most wonderful opportunity for folks to connect, to discuss some of the science of mind teachings, to ask questions, to share demonstrations. We have some real awesome messages and stories and just great sharing from practitioners who lead, as well as coming from some of the contributions made by persons who join us on YouTube as well as via Zoom. And so we invite you to, this is something you just need to click a button or two at home. You don't have to go anywhere and just be immersed in this wonderful experience. And so this Tuesday, we're inviting you to join practitioner Shima Alcock for our service, our spiritual mind healing service. And her topic is We Are One. So that's 6 o'clock, so look out for the link in your email and join us this Tuesday. Look forward to seeing you. Our legal experience, we've dubbed it the Legal Light Saturdays. We have some awesome legal luminaries who have just chosen to give their time and their talent. And so please, if you have questions you might want to ask, we've got the answers. You have friends who are challenged with estate issues or any other issues that might need the wisdom of an attorney. Just turn up on Saturday between 11 and 1. Somebody will be here to answer your questions. Now, Last week I talked a little bit about the outreach effort that we were putting in place. And I've had conversation with Gary Allen from RJR Gleaner Communication Group, and they're ready and raring to go. They've been going to some of the hardest hit communities over the past couple of weeks, and the stories that I'm hearing are just real heart-rendering. People are just grateful for the care packages that RJR puts together, and they're coming from persons from all walks of life. Some person will just bring one can of sardine, but they put them all together and distribute them to various communities across the southern part of the island that was hit most severely by the hurricane. So we will deliver the packages for you, or if you can't make it to PriceSmart, we will go there for you. Whatever it is that you want to give, just bring it here. But they have to be non-perishable. Tinned food, bottled water, boxed juice, toiletries, sanitary napkins. The ladies are most grateful for that. Batteries, and of course water. So bring them here and we'll take down to the Gleaner at 32 Lyndhurst Road. I think they go down every weekend, so we'll need to get stuff down to them by, say, this Friday, the latest. Okay. And of course, we welcome your donations, your tithes, and your offerings. So if you wish to support our ministry financially, you can visit our donate page at donate.templeoflightcsl.org, and that has all our banking details. So we thank you for your support, as together we create a world that works for everyone. Now, prayer support is available with Reverend Michelle at prayer.templeoflightcsl.org. And this morning, practitioner Shima Alcock is available to pray with you right after our service. And the number to call is 876-289-0907. And grief support and counseling are also available, and you can call to the office at 927-6145. Okay. Friends, we are going to now have a brief meditation, and we invite you to join us. So I'm going to do an affirmative prayer of wholeness and an affirmative prayer of love. And then after each one, we will have a chant. This is an affirmative prayer of wholeness. As we recognize God as our perfect power, our perfect strength, that which expresses at the center and circumference of our being, we open our minds and our hearts with gratitude for the perfect wholeness that resides within each and every one of us. We recognize and embrace the divine perfection that created us, knowing that we are whole, complete, and healed in every single way. Every cell, every fiber, every organ, every system, every part of our physical bodies, every aspect of our lives and our affairs is knitted together in perfect wholeness. We are grateful for the vitality and the harmony and the perfect order that is expressing as our life now. And we know that every part of us, our spirit, is at peace. I know that each of us is a vessel of divine light, and that light shines on every aspect of our lives, allowing us to express perfect wholeness in every circumstance. We are now allow this perfection and this wholeness to be our experience, and with joy and love we release these words, grateful for the expression of wholeness in our lives. I give thanks. I give thanks, I give thanks that this is so now. And so it is.
Pour yourself in me,
Spirit,
pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit.
this is an affirmative prayer of love. We truly are grateful for God as love, as a perfect, abundant, infinite intelligence that expresses in and through and as each and every one of us. We know that this love surrounds and fills every aspect of our lives and our affairs. It touches every part, our physical, our experience. Every part is God expressing as love. We know that we are vessels of pure, unconditional love, and we radiate warmth and compassion, empathy, and caring to ourselves and to others. We know that this love heals, it uplifts, it transforms every situation and circumstance, and it infuses every relationship with understanding, openness, and joy. We are grateful for the love that is ever present and ever flowing in and through us and around us now. It is expressing within us, in our homes, in our communities, in our countries, and across our beautiful island home, Jamaica. And it touches every world leader's heart and every country with its wonderful warmth. We truly give thanks for love expressing now. And knowing that love is all there is, we release these words to that law which it impacts upon it and just makes it our divine experience. We truly are grateful for love in our lives now. And so it is. So it is.
Pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit.
Be still and know that I am God. Let's just take a deep breath in and exhale. And so now I invite you to rise as we sing our first hymn, Breathe on Me, Breath of God.
Breathe on me, breath of God. Make me awake, aware, that I may find thy love which waits
so it is. You may be seated. Friends, any of you who has experienced Carol's sweetness, you know that it goes right down to your toenails. Okay? And this morning I'm talking not about the sweetness of her pastries, but I'm talking about the sweetness of her words. Because Carol has this amazing way to craft the essence of the science of mind principles and deliver in a way that is powerful, passionate, sometimes maybe a little imperfect, but that's intentional because that's who Carol is, perfectly imperfect. And so this morning, to share some thoughts and ideas with you, her talk this morning is entitled Perfectly Imperfect, an Expansive Experience. Put your hands together and welcome practitioner Carol Campbell.
You know what? Me and the technology not working so good, so I'm going to go to the paper, okay? Perfectly imperfect. Good morning, everyone. And let me add my own words of welcome to those of you who are joining us online. Welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. Perfectly imperfect. Well, let me just put this out there right away. I think perfection is highly overrated. Perfection is a moving target because what's perfect now can always be more perfect with greater understanding and vision. And in any case, who decides what perfect is? We're advised in the Bible in Matthew chapter 5, verse 48, "Be therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect." End quote. Now the root of the word perfect means whole or complete or mature. In our context, in the science of mind, as stated in our Declaration of Principles, and I'm quoting, "We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. Therefore, we can say that heaven is in our consciousness." How many times you hear that, right? What is our consciousness? Our awareness. So, how each of us experiences our heaven is determined by our individual level of awareness, right? So therefore, your perfect could look very different to my perfect and is not comparatively bad, good, or better than. With this in mind, don't you think perfect and imperfect are really just judgment calls? Okay, I'll tell you a little story. You know, I always have a story. As a child growing up in Vineyard Town, and just as an aside, Reverend Michael and I were neighbors. He lived across the street from each other. Now our yard, had this mango tree that was abundant and delicious. Only thing, the mango them did full of worm. So what did we do? We'd fill a pail with mangoes, go in the bathroom at night and turn off all the lights, and eat to a heart's content, worms and all. I'm sure I would not be wrong in thinking that most people would consider those mangoes far from perfect. But we were not going to let a few worms interfere with our enjoyment. And I'm quite sure that the worms must have thought the mangoes absolutely perfect. Huh? Consider this. Did the presence of the worms alter the authenticity of the mango? You'd have to answer no. Did the mangoes become turnips because of the worms? Obviously not. So, can the presence of less than perfect conditions, worms, in our life experience alter who we are at our core? Say yes. Say no. Okay? If you could reframe those conditions, could they become the catalyst for change, for transformation? The you at your core remains unchanged and unchangeable, undefiled and undeniably whole, despite appearances to the contrary. Would you agree? Say yes. Your mistakes or lapses in conscious memory of your true identity cannot define or defile you. What if I were to tell you right now, right where you are, just as you are, you're perfect. You're as perfect as you're going to be right now. How does that make you feel? Confused a little? Inadequate, maybe? No? Some of you not tell the truth. We don't have to try to be perfect. We're already created in the image and likeness of wholeness and perfection. And what the Bible says, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. That means everything is already whole and complete as it is. Warts and all. Okay? Why then should we be hell-bent on achieving that which we already have and becoming that which we already are? Unless we're forgotten that we are indeed divine in origin. If you try too hard, at anything, it's likely to come off as inauthentic, superficial, You try too hard, right? We only need to be the best version of ourselves and let go of the self-imposed limitations of not good enough in all its variations. And you know what those are. When we lose touch with our authentic selves, fear, doubt, lack, all byproducts of being out of alignment, seep into our conscious awareness and can derail any attempts to maintain focus on the good. So, affirm with me, I know who I am. I am holy, that is W-H-O-L-Y. I am holy and wonderfully made. I am God individualized. Sit with that. What is the season? Olympics, right? And we're about to witness the best of the best athletic performances. But the journey to this level of excellence was not easy, and many of our star performers endured criticism, lack of support, and worse. That fantastic gymnast, Simone Biles, for instance, was criticized for being too chunky to be a top-notch gymnast. Believe it or not, Usain Bolt was too tall to be a sprinter. Shelley Ann Fraser was too short, right? In other professions, Oprah was told she would never make it as a TV host. Lisa Nichols, a sought-after, amazing motivational speaker, was in high school discouraged from using her voice on a public platform. What are they going to say now, right? There are many examples throughout history of people who defied the naysayers and decided to use the so-called imperfections as stepping stones to become the best in their fields. And the rest is history. You ever watched a bumblebee? I have a moringa tree in my yard. And these huge black bees, I call them bumblebees, I don't know if that's what they really are. Anyway, they love the flowers and the moringa tree. If you look closely at these bees, though, they have these huge round bodies and these teensy tiny wings. Now, round thing is not exactly built for aerodynamics. Teensy weensy wings are not built for aerodynamics. Science, in its wisdom, has established that aerodynamically, these bees are not supposed to be able to fly. Well, it appears the bumblebee didn't get that memo, because they certainly do fly, in defiance of so-called expert opinion. They are perfectly imperfect. They do what they have to do using imperfect action, and they do it perfectly in complete freedom. Question: do you consider your wings inadequate to allow you to take flight and soar into your best life? Who told you you didn't have what it takes? Have you ever criticized your own talents and abilities as not quite good enough? Ralph Waldo Emerson, writing in his essay on self-reliance, says, and I quote, "Do that which is assigned you, and you cannot hope too much or dare too much." End quote. We are born to win. Say that. I'm born to win. So, what we can do is to shift from criticism to appreciation of the complete you, warts and all. Begin right now to love and appreciate all aspects of you. Recognize beauty in the so-called flaws and embrace the imperfections as uniqueness. That must sound better, don't it? Mr. Franklin McDonald, a retired geologist and former director of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management here in Jamaica, said in an article excerpted from The Drama of Fault by environmental activist Diana Macaulay, quote, "Jamaica is beautiful because of the geological faults. They create boundaries, escarpments, dramatic landscapes. Think of the cockpit country, Spur Tree, Lover's Leap," end quote. Now, last week, Reverend Michelle spoke about the pursuit of excellence versus perfection, and it got me thinking. For most of my adult career, I have been a designer goldsmith. This is one of those professions that regales perfection and precision. We measure in fractions of a millimeter. Do you have any idea how stressful that is? Not to mention the fact that we're working with very precious materials. Though I acquired the skills to be very good at it, it was always a challenge for me, because the perfectionism really goes against my nature. I'm a Taurian. And, like Kareem sang last week, I did it my way. I just want to do things my way. So to rephrase the perfectionist idea in my authentic language, I decided to take a risk, and using my design skills, began designing jewelry, particularly earrings, that were related but not identical. It freed me from the burden of perfectionism without having to sacrifice excellent craftsmanship. So what do you think happened? My clients loved it. And it soon became what they expected and wanted from me. That little quirky imperfection that gave the piece originality. Perfection can be really boring, not true? So, when confronted with worms and warts and bumps in the road, it's up to us to create new pathways to navigate the journey, a new vocabulary to tell the new stories. Here are some actions we could take. First, cultivate and activate gratitude as a practice. You don't have to give thanks for anything in particular. we're advised in all things, give thanks. So start a gratitude journal if you haven't done so already. Find 3 things per day that you can be thankful for. Doesn't have to be monumental. Be thankful that the sun's shining. Be thankful that you can brush your teeth. Be thankful that you have water, right? Be thankful that you woke up. Number 2, be gentle and kind with yourself. Self-acceptance is a major part of taking care of you without guilt. And that's the important part. Without guilt. You deserve it. Huh? And 3, allow yourself to experience the freedom and joy of simply being. No pressure. Becky Helmsby, writing in her poem, says, and I quote, "Just bring yourself, your whole self, your smiles and frowns, laughter and tears, joy and grief, highs and lows. Just bring yourself and be yourself." Author Anne Lamott puts it this way: we are already truly, wildly, messily, marvelously who we were born to be. Don't be afraid to show people the imperfect, flawed, quirky, weird, beautiful, magical, awesome you. What do you say? Affirm, I am awesome. I appreciate, celebrate, and praise my spiritual magnificence. I appreciate, celebrate, and praise my spiritual magnificence. Now turn to your neighbor and tell them, you are awesome. You are awesome. I appreciate, celebrate, and praise your spiritual magnificence. We are awesome. Namaste.
All the warts. You know, can I just let you into a little secret, guys? As I'm getting older, the curvature of my back has gotten a little bit more pronounced. And, you know, I've had to think about it because it affected my breathing. And I have to say, but stop. How much other things I have going for me? I am not my back. And so it's to just be able to say, okay, there's something here that is part of who I am and is part of my uniqueness. And so can you look at yourselves in the mirror and whatever it is that maybe stands out a little bit too much for you, you know, too tall, too short, too fat, too skinny, too this, too that, too the other, and just say, it's me, and I saw me stay. So just let's say together, it's so me stay. So me stay, because it's all God and it's all good. And now we're going to have an experience of all God and all good in the wonderful form of our beloved musician, Audiel Martin. Please put your hands together for Audiel. What is the opposite of, let's say somebody is rolling in their grave when something bad happens. What's the opposite of that? Rising and Maestro must be so pleased, don't you think? Thank you, Ordale. You're a blessing to us. God has really gifted you to us, and we are grateful to have you. Thank you. Oh. So, friends, let us, in our faithfulness, rise and say the prayer for Jamaica. Wow. Together, the radiant light of God's love is now flowing through us and from us to everything and everyone it touches. The eternal light of God's love now completely fills, covers, and surrounds our island of Jamaica. The glowing intensity of the light of God's love now interpenetrates and awakens within the hearts and minds of our countrymen and women the truths of life which sets free. The light of God's love is growing and glowing in intensity in the hearts and minds of mankind everywhere. Love, health, harmony, goodwill, peace, uprightness, integrity, joy, prosperity, kindness, and our oneness under God are now established. And so it is. Friends, please remain standing as we do our love offering blessing. We take your loving gifts. And we will say our blessing together. Lovingly I give, joyfully I receive. Be thou fruitful, increase and multiply. Bless, prosper, and enrich everyone whom you touch, and replenish all of my financial affairs. So be it. Thank you, Father. And so it is. And we'll sing our second hymn, which is I Love Myself. And as we sing together, you can come and... Oh, well, we're going to sing together, and then when the boxes come. Here we go.
Nothing you need.
Worms and all.
Worms and all. Thank you, friends. You know, we'd like to acknowledge all who have made this morning's service possible. We give thanks to our tech team who supports our streaming and our sound. We are grateful for our hospitality team who will provide some pickings for us this morning. We're grateful to our musicians and to everyone who has put this service together. We are absolutely grateful. Thank you all so much. And now we're going to sing together our love song, or peace song as love.
We're doing the blessing. We're doing the blessing of the Lord.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Before we sing to do the blessing of the gifts, and I turn over to Carol.
As we give, so we receive. So these gifts that have come into the temple are already blessed, and the givers are blessed abundantly as their quivers are filled to overflowing. Their lives express the bounty and the prosperity and the all good that God is. So we give thanks. We give thanks for the opportunity to give, for the opportunity to bless the temple with our gifts of time, of talent, and of treasure. All are gifts that are worthy of the Spirit, and we are forever grateful. Thank you, God, that this is now so. So it is.
So it is. By the
Now
way, who
just-
did the flowers?
Sean
Sean.
did.
Oh,
Sean
we need to acknowledge Sean for his growing.
for his
Skill.
blossoming.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Sean.
Wait.
We have to.
Closing affirmative prayer. And in this attitude of gratitude, we give thanks for this morning's service. We give thanks for words that are spoken, for hearts that are open, and for minds that are receptive. We give thanks for all aspects of ourselves. We give thanks for just able to be in freedom, to be in love, to be in light and joy. This is the gift that we bring. This is a gift that we take with us as we go from this place this morning to our several and separate destinations. We go as one, we go as God, and we go in freedom and in joy. And for this we truly, truly give thanks, and let it be so.
And so it is. And now we can
Now we
sing.
can sing.